Hello student, how are you? I am Purnima and once again I welcome you to my English class. Now student, I am going to continue with the same topic, the tenses. We have already done a lot of tenses. We have completed simple, present, present indefinite. We have completed present perfect, present continuous and present perfect continuous tense. And children, we have almost done half of the past tense also. We have completed simple past tense, its uses, its sentence structure, then past continuous tense, and we were doing, student, the past perfect tense. So I was telling you about the uses of the past perfect tense. Children, when two actions are there in the past, and one action is completed before another action is started. One action completed before another action is started, that is, then that action, the formal action, will be in simple past tense. Like, the patient had died before the doctor came. Please read this sentence. When the doctor came. Student, read this sentence. So there are two actions are here. One is had died and the other is came. Two actions we are having. But then between these two actions, what is the formal action? Formal action means here first action. The patient had died before the doctor came. So it was patient which had died is the first action, or came, the doctor came. So children, here let me tell you, the first action is the patient had died. Now children, this first action will be written in past perfect tenses. This formal action will be written in the past perfect tenses. Okay. The thief had run away before the police came. The thief had run away is the first action, is the formal action. So this will be in simple, the past perfect tense. Well, if two action take place, students, in the past, okay, then the first action will be carrying past perfect tense. The first action, the formal action, will be carrying past perfect tense. Now, children, second uses of past perfect tense is, this was the first uses of past perfect tense. Second uses of past perfect tense is, it expresses an action. It expresses an action that has completed before the beginning of second action. Try to understand like this. It expresses, simple past perfect tense expresses an action that has completed before the beginning of the second action. That means two action is there and one action had completed before the beginning of the second action. She had already done her work by 6 p.m. So you can see here, she had already done her work by 6 p.m. Two action are here. Okay. She had already done her work by 6 p.m. yesterday. So children, in the first action, which is, what is the first action? Had already done. So children, this will be in the past. This will be the tense of past perfect tense. Children, there is third use of also, but though generally it is not used. It expresses an unfulfilled wish of the past. Sometimes simple past tense expresses the unfulfilled wish of the past. Example, I wished that my younger brother had scored. I wish that my younger brother had scored the highest marks in his class. I wish that my younger brother had scored the highest mark in a class. Okay, so this is expressing an unfulfilled wish of the past. Okay, so these are the three main uses of the past perfect tense. Okay, first, it expresses an action that had been completed before another action had started in the past. Second, it expresses an action that has completed before the beginning of second action started in the past. And third, it expresses an unfulfilled wish of the past. So children, these are the major uses of the past perfect tense. Now I will be telling you about the sentence structure of past perfect tense. So, sentence structure of past perfect tense. So, first we will take positive sentences. Okay. So, first we are taking positive sentence, and children, it is subject plus had plus V3. Remember children, it is a perfect tense. In all the perfect tense we use third form the verb. So plus object. So this is the positive, this is the sentence structure of the positive or affirmative sentence of the past perfect tenses. I can write the example. He had gone to see movie before his friend came. To action is there. This is past perfect tense. The first action, the formal action is of past perfect tense. Okay. Now I am going to write the sentence structure of negative sentences. Sentence structure of negative sentences. Okay, so subject had not plus V3 plus object. Subject had not plus V3 plus object. So this is the sentence structure of the negative sentence of the past tense. He had not gone to see movie. Okay, had not gone. Had plus V3. He had not gone to see the movie. Now children, I am coming to the interrogative sentences. Okay, let's come to the interrogative sentences. So, interrogative sentences. Okay. Had. This is a simple past. This is past perfect tense. So, it will start with had plus subject plus B3 plus object question mark. Had he gone to see the movie had he gone to see the movie? Okay, beginning with had plus third form the verb. Okay, and now children, interrogative negative sentences. In interrogative negative sentences, interrogative negative sentences. Okay, had plus subject plus not plus V3 plus object. Had he not gone to see the movie? This is interrogative negative. Had he not gone to see the movie? Okay, so children, this is the sentence structure of the past perfect tenses. Now, children, the last tense among the past tenses is the past perfect continuous tenses. Though children, this is very much less in use, but then we have to understand this also, its uses and its sentence structure. Okay, so children, first uses of the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense. Okay, so first I am going to start with the uses of this tense. So this tense is used to express the continuity of an action. This tense is used to express the continuity of an action at a given point in the past. So once again I write, children, repeat, the past perfect continuous tense is used to express the continuity of an action at a given point in the past. In other words, the action started before a given point in the past and it was continuing at that time and probably continued after that also. Okay, so try to understand this, children. The past perfect continuous tense is used to express the continuity of an action, the action which is continuing, okay, the action which was continuing in the past. So this is used to express the continuity of an action at a given point in the past. At a given point in the past. In other words, the action is started before a given point in the past and it was continuing at that time and probably continued after that time and probably will be continued after that time. Like, children, for example, my father had been waiting for me when I reached home. My father had been waiting for me when I reached home. Alright. So children, and the other example, the match had been going on for 2 hours when I reached the stadium. The match had been going on for 2 hours when I reached the stadium. Okay, so children, this is the only one use of past perfect tense is there. That means an action has started in the past. Okay, that action is started before a given point in the time in the past and was continuing at that time and may be continued after that also. So now I will be writing the sentence structure. Okay. Sentence structure of positive sentence. Sentence structure of the positive sentences. Okay, so it is subject plus had plus been. Okay, and children, then it is V1 plus ing plus object. Example, she had been singing for she had been singing for 2 hours. Okay, or you can also write she had been writing an article since 8 o'clock. She had been writing an article since 8 o'clock. Then children, we will come to the negative sentence. Negative sentences. So children, in negative sentence, what would be there? Subject plus had plus not plus been. Subject plus had plus not plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. Example, she had not been writing an article. She had not been writing an article since 8 o'clock. So you can see this is subject, had not been, V1 plus ing plus article, object. Okay, so this is student, this is negative sentence. Now we will come to the interrogative sentences. So now interrogative sentences. Okay, so interrogative sentence will start with the auxiliary verb had plus subject plus been plus had plus subject plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object question mark. Okay, you can say had plus subject plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object and then question mark, like had she been writing, had she been writing an article since 8 o'clock. So had here children, had, she subject is she, been, V1 plus ing, writing plus write plus ing, and article is an object since 8 o'clock. So children, this is what? This is interrogative sentence. And now children, the last one is interrogative negative sentences. So the last sentence is interrogative negative sentences. Had, what is the sentence structure? Had subject plus not plus been, had subject plus not been plus V1 plus ing plus object, right? So children, you can write the example also, the same example with the interrogative negative sentence. I am going to write it here. Had she not been writing? Had she not? Then you have to write been. V1 plus ing is write plus ing writing. Had she not been writing an article since 8 o'clock? Okay. So, student, with this children, I have completed the past perfect tense also. Alright, now all the past tenses are completed. I've done simple past with you, past continuous, past perfect, and now past perfect continuous also I have done with you. Now children, we will come to the future tense, a very important tense. So children, the work which will happen, whatever action we will be doing in the future will come in the simple future or the future indefinite tense. Okay. So now the future tense, simple future or future indefinite tense. So we will start with the simple future tense, and then children, uses. Okay, simple future tense and the uses. So what is the first uses? Children, the first uses is to express an action. What is the first uses? To express an action that was continuing at some time in the past. Okay. No children, I was teaching you the few simple future tense. So let's say the uses of simple first uses of simple present tense, simple future tense is express it. It expresses some future action or event. That means whatever any action is going to take place in the future, it is expressed by simple future tense. So the first use of simple future tense is to express some future action or event. To express some future action or event. Like, I shall go to the market in the evening. So it is expressing some future action. Children, it also expresses the second use of simple future tense is that it expresses the speaker's opinion. What is the opinion of the speaker? It also expresses this. Okay. We hope, for example, we hope that my friend will get good marks. We hope that my friend will get good marks. Okay. Then Sherry is very naughty. I don't think I will help him. I will help is a simple future tense. Okay. So it is the opinion of the speaker. Whenever there is this opinion of the speaker in the future, then the simple future tense is used. For example, once again I repeat my second example. Sherry is very naughty. I don't think I will help him. Okay. So this is the opinion of the person who is speaking about Sherry, that he don't think he will help him. Then children, the third uses of simple present tense, to ask somebody to do something. To ask somebody to do something. This is the fourth uses of simple future tense. Third use. To ask somebody to do something. Like, will you please give me your pen? Will you please give me your pen? He's asking somebody to do something. So if such type of cases will be there, it will be in simple future tense. Of course, children, when we promise to do something, that is also in simple future tense. Like, I will always help you in your need. I will always help you in your need. So children, here somebody is fulfilling the promise to help someone in the future. So if somebody tells somebody to help someone in the future, then which tense is used? It is simple future tense is used here. All right. So now children, I am going to tell you about the uses I've discussed, and now I will be telling you the sentence structure of simple future tense. Sentence structure of positive sentence. Okay, so first I am going to tell you about the positive sentence. All right, and it is very easy. Subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. Let's see it. Subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. Generally children, with I, okay, with I and we shall is used. Try to keep this thing in mind. Generally with I or we use shall. Okay, generally with I and we use shall. So first is positive or affirmative sentence. What is that? Subject plus will oblique shall plus V1 plus object. Like, I shall play, you will play, they will play, she will play. Okay, so this is the positive children or affirmative sentence of the simple future tense. Children, then we will come to negative sentence. Then we will come to negative sentence. So subject plus shall oblique will plus not plus V1 plus object. Subject plus shall or will plus not plus V1 plus object. So I shall not play with the ball. Ball is an object. Shall not, will not, shall not. Then this is V1 and this is subject. So you can see, I shall not play with a ball. You will not play with the ball. We will not play with the ball. He, she, it won't play. They will not play. Okay. So children, this is, then we will come to the interrogative sentence. Of simple future tense. Very easy. Will oblique shall plus V1 will oblique shall plus subject plus V1 plus object question mark. Okay, and then children we can say will shall I play question mark, will you play question mark, will we play question mark, shall we play, will we play question mark. Okay, so children, this is the sentence structure and some example I have told you about interrogative sentence. Now interrogative negative students. Negative. So here will or shall plus subject plus not V1 plus object. If object is there, then write object. If no, then don't write object. Okay. Will oblique shall plus subject plus not plus V1 plus object. Like, shall I not play? Shall we not play? Will they not play? So children, you can see these are the sentence structure. Okay, sentence structure of positive sentence, of simple future tense, of negative sentence, of simple future tense, and then interrogative sentence, and of course children, interrogative negative sentence I have discussed with you all. And if you have having any doubt, we can discuss it in our online class. Okay, and with this I conclude my video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.